Now, a football league has been launched in Somerset, which is exclusively for men who are classed as obese.
The weigh-in and the health checks for the new Man versus Fat scheme were held last night. We sent Fiona Lambden along to meet the players.
30 men united by their desire to shed some weight.
About 44.5 inches.
Are you happy with that?
Not really, no.
Is it more than you thought?
Considerably, yeah.
It's week 1 and every man has his height, weight and waist size recorded. Over the next 14 weeks, these men will be meticulously measured before being booted out onto the football pitch. Bridgwater is the second place in the country to put on the Man versus Fat scheme, and it's funded by the council.
But this is no ordinary football game. When it comes to full time, it doesn't actually matter how many goals have been scored out here. The real winners will be decided on these weighing scales.
A little bit apprehensive, a bit anxious, but ultimately I just want to start losing some weight.
I've tried to lose weight sort of under my own steam with different things, but I ended up sort of eventually cheating under my own right because you didn't have that sort of group support.
And it was around Christmas time I just started to actually feel ill. I put on so much weight, but around Christmas I didn't feel healthy, even walking up small hills.
If I can get less grief from my wife and actually my 14-year-old son that plays for his football team every week, if I can get a little bit less grief and actually a little bit of respect from him, that'll be certainly worth it.
What sort of things do they say?
Oh, all sorts, you know, and the fact that this is called Man versus Fat has caused huge hilarity in our house. I am the official fat man now.
It's a simple message. In the fight against fat, those who lose win. Fiona Lambden, BBC, Points West in Bridgwater.
Well, Man versus Fat was the brainchild of Andrew Shanahan, who set up this 2 years ago in his garden shed. And he joins us now. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Andrew, what gave you the idea in the first place?
Quite frankly, it was because I needed it. I spent a lot of my life being overweight, and latterly I was obese as well. So this is a situation that I've experienced firsthand, unfortunately. I've been there, done that, worn the extra large T-shirt. So it's very much something that's close to my heart, and I really want to, you know, take this to Somerset. It's such a beautiful county, and we want to, you know, help the men of the county to lose weight and get healthy.
Andrew, do you think there's a sort of harder point for men to go to these support groups and actually try and lose weight, so that they need something like a football team to help them?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's the initial problem of the fact that there are no support groups really expressly for men. Obviously, you've got commercial organisations like Weight Watchers and things like that, but really, it's very difficult. I've been there, and it's very difficult as a man to walk in and be the only bloke in the class, whereas the Man v Fat Football League is something that's directly for men. It's designed for men. There's free online support for men. So really, I would say that, you know, if any of your viewers are watching this and feel that they love football but perhaps they're a bit overweight, just head to manvfat.com/football and register for free there.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because if you are the only man at one of those well-known sport groups, you might think there's not a demand for it, but you're finding that there really is, aren't you?
There's huge demand, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's sad, really, that if you look across the country, there's 20.4 million overweight and obese men, and that there is very little support. As I say, I've been there, I know, I've been out looking for that support. There's really nothing out there, and that's exactly what Man v Fat's all about. And we want to bring that sort of support that's expressly for guys to Somerset. And as I say, the league starts at Bridgwater College. It's the registration session was last night, but guys can still join in from I think it's after the bank holiday weekend. So just have a look at the website, and if it's for you, join up.
And like many of these sort of initiatives, these weight-losing initiatives, a lot of the work has to be done at home. How do you then convince people, you know, it's not just on the football pitch, but they also have to transfer it in their diet as well?
Absolutely. I mean, if it was just a six-a-side league, then, you know, no one would lose weight. Obviously, exercise is fantastic for, you know, your mental health. It's great for motivation, but it actually does very little in terms of helping you to lose weight, to calories out, if you like. So we really, really work hard to support the guys with free resources, such as there's a Man v Fat football handbook, which they get for free. There's online support groups, there's WhatsApp groups, and it's those sort of elements of it. It's a weight management scheme that's built around a six-a-side football league rather than it being just football, because otherwise, you know, guys wouldn't lose. And we've seen from previous leagues that we've run that actually 98% of our players lose weight, which is phenomenally high. And as I say, that's what we want to bring to the guys of Somerset.
Wow. Interesting. I'm sure other support groups would say that they are open to everybody, but obviously this is specific and it's very successful. So thank you for joining us to talk,
You're welcome. Thank
talk
you.
about it.
Thanks, Andrew.